But it was a video from a private meeting where she passionately called out the lack of support for victims that went viral. Take a look at the video.
I'm hearing schools that are raising money, but these people are not getting the funds. At the end of the day, this is wrong. This is wrong. These people need help. It needs to be organised. Some of these people aren't in their right minds. Please don't try and explain to them you fill in this form, and I'm not taking it out on you. But my dear, I have been with these people from day dot. I don't get into my own blessed home until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm thankful to God that I have mine. But what I'm saying is, these people need so much support.
Well, MzB, who is with me now, I'm pleased to say, but also Lucy Masoud is with me, a West London firefighter for 10 years, came off the shift the morning of the blaze and an official for the Fire Brigade Union, just to talk to us really about the devastating effects of that fire a month on. MzB, when I saw that video on my Facebook feed, I saw it many times over that weekend. All my friends were talking about it. It affected people so profoundly because it felt like you spoke for so many of the survivors. What gave you the kind of motivation to get up and speak in that way?
Well, I didn't plan to, but I think just the weight of all of those people that were in front of me, knowing what I was dealing with when I was on the ground, you'd be inhumane not to speak.
How are those people now, 1 month on?
Suffering, traumatised, in second stage of trauma, introverting, just trying to keep it together moment by moment, not even day by day.
Are they getting the help they need?
Not really, no. It's been very hard to organise help for them. Communication is really up in the air, even means to accessing funds. Again, there's no straightforward way of doing anything, and unless you've got someone that's supportive of them, with them, then oftentimes they're just going round and round in circles.
Are they angry as well?
There's anger, there's a lot of resentment in the way that they've been treated, and they actually do feel very abandoned and neglected. The council presence has been really thin, and by the time it has come in, it's been almost too little too late.
You're all sounding so calm now, but are you still angry?
I'm still angry about quite a few things on their behalf, and just even as a human being with logic, it just seems that sense isn't a flower that grows in everybody's garden. And if it was them, if it was the officials that, you know, it was happening to, would they react in the same way? Would they expect their families to react in the same way? I don't know. Everybody's different.
Lucy, how is it for firefighters who were there a month ago? A traumatic experience for them too.
Absolutely. You know, I've spoken to my colleagues who were on the Red Watch, who, you know, worked tirelessly throughout the night, the brave men and women who fought that fire, and of course the control workers as well, who took the calls from the victims, and they're absolutely heartbroken. I mean, you talk about the word anger. The residents are rightly angry, but we're angry too.
What are you angry about? Because
this was 100% an avoidable fire. You know, this fire shouldn't have happened. This is absolutely unprecedented. Fires like that, it was a fridge fire, fires like that do not spread in the manner in which they spread. Something went seriously wrong with this building. That fire went from the 4th floor to the 18th floor within 8 minutes. It's almost an impossibility. Now, there's been a lot of speculation why that fire spread as it did. We're doing our own investigation. I think it's been well reported what the cause of that fire spreading. But as firefighters, we are angry because we had to literally make choices about who we were going to save and who we were going to leave behind on that day.
I mean, firefighters are not supposed to go into a building more than twice because of the physical toll. We saw your colleagues go into that building dozens of times.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we literally threw health and safety policy out the window, and that's fine. We were happy to do that on that night because our only objective was to save as many people as we could. Now, you know, you do hear some people saying, well, look, you know, we had enough resources to fight the fire. We didn't. You know, like you say, we shouldn't have gone into that fire more than twice. Instead, we were going in half a dozen times because there wasn't enough people to relieve us. 2 fire stations in the borough of Kensington and Chelsea alone have been closed down in the last 3 years. Are you telling me that if we didn't have those 2 extra fire stations, the 29 fire engines that have been removed from frontline services in the last 3 years, and the 1,000 firefighters have also been removed from the London Fire Brigade, are you telling me if we didn't have those extra resources, we couldn't have saved more people? I don't believe that for a second.
So as you speak to me, Lucy, MzB, I don't know if you feel the same. I literally feel angry, but I feel admiration for your colleagues. I have to say, when they left the scene, there was that lovely chain of people who applauded them out because of the sense of gratitude from the community. While we talk about how things have failed, there has also been this incredible spirit, would you agree, of people coming together?
It's been awesome. It transcended the W11, W10 postcode. It was a universal, the outpouring that came, that you saw. People came from so far afield, and when I did have access to my Facebook account, people were sending, you know, their love and wanting to help from as far away as Thailand and New Zealand, people from everywhere, and even now people are still asking, what can we do? What can we do to help?
What can be done now? Because the donations eventually will dry up. You know, other people move on, but those people that are affected, this has changed their lives. What support systems need to be put in place?
Well, first and foremost, there are, I'm sure every council has an emergency fund in excess of 2.5 million. And for some reason, for whatever reason, all the funds that everyone seems to have are not reaching these people. You know, I have people asking me for help with laundry services. You know, people still need food. There are young people that are still trying to get to uni. You know, they need uni books. You know, nobody's helping them. And yes, we've had donations. People gave donations of new clothing. Some of those clothing still have alarm tags on them, so they can't actually walk around wearing them. So everything just seems to be going against the grain. We have meeting over meeting over meeting, but nobody seems to be telling these people how they can access these funds.
Let's hope that changes and that the best of us starts to come out rather than some of the things that we've seen. And Lucy, good luck with changing things with the fire sector.
Thank you
both
Thank
very
you
much for joining us.